This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a show where we bring you crisp top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. India's Prime Minister has arrived in Poland on Wednesday. The visit comes as New Delhi and Warsaw mark the 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations. During his visit, Indian Prime Minister will hold meetings with his Polish counterpart and the President and will also engage with the Indian community. Upon arrival, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi was received by Poland's Deputy Foreign Minister Władysław Teofil Bartoszewski. Artists showcased dance performances at the Jam Sahib of Navanagar Memorial in Warsaw to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi on his visit. Members of the Indian diaspora gathered in large numbers near and at the hotel to welcome India's Prime Minister, where he will be staying during his visit. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a two-day visit to Poland, a first to the country by an Indian Prime Minister in 45 years. Meanwhile, the Indian Prime Minister has congratulated India's Central Bank Governor Shaktikant Das on receiving the top rating in Global Finance Central Banker Report Card 2024. The 19th Confederation of Indian Industry, CII, India-Africa Business Conclave began in New Delhi today. The theme of the three-day conclave is Creating One Future with focus on various areas. More than 1,100 international delegates from 65 countries participated in the India-Africa Business Conclave. The business event witnessed a powerful collaboration between India and Africa. Addressing the inaugural session of the Business Conclave, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar called on all the countries in the world to collectively focus on combating climate change. Earlier on Wednesday, India's President Draupadi Murmu addressed the fifth convocation of the J.C. Bose University of Science and Technology in Faridabad in the North Indian state of Haryana. Indian President on Wednesday emphasized that technology should be used for proper and sustainable development and public interest, cautioning that its wrong use can be disastrous. President Murmu said that the whole world is in the era of the fourth industrial revolution and that India is also ready to face the challenges of this revolution and take advantage of its opportunities. The ambassador of the European Union to India, Hervé Delphin, has called on for a joint and regional effort to tackle the challenges posed by terrorism and the exploration of the internet for extremist propaganda at the EU-India conference in New Delhi today. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will be on a four-day visit to the US from 23rd of August. During the visit, the minister will hold a bilateral meeting with his US counterpart, Secretary Austin. Coming to business news, the Sensex at the BSE rose 102 points to close at 80,905. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange was up by 71 points to close at 24,770. The Indian rupee on Wednesday plunged 14 paise to settle at 83 rupees 93 paise against the US dollar. Oil prices held broadly steady on Wednesday after a run of declines, pushing Brent down to almost $77. So Brent crude was stable at $77.20 a barrel. US crude was down 7 cents at $73.10 a barrel. US stocks ended their winning streak and ticked lower on Tuesday as investors failed to build on the market's recent recovery rally. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average slid 0.2% to close at 40,835. The S&P 500 slid 0.2% to 5,597, while the Nasdaq Composite Index shed 0.3% to 17,817. European equities were little changed ahead of Federal Reserve minutes and US payrolls revisions due on Wednesday. The stock Europe 600 index was up 0.1%. At least 28 passengers died and 23 others were injured in a bus crash in Iran on Wednesday. The bus carrying Pakistani pilgrims overturned in central Iran due to a technical defect in its banking system. Russian Defense Minister Andrei Belousov announced on Tuesday that Russia has established 3 troop groups in the border regions amid the Ukrainian offensive. Russia's 3 troop groups are named after the regions of Belgorod, Bryansk and Kursk. Russia has also set up a special working team to collect, analyze and forward the information from various regions to supervise resolution. Meanwhile, Deputy Head of Russia's Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, said on Wednesday that as a result of Ukraine's attack in Kursk region, there will be no talks between Moscow and Kiev until Ukraine is completely defeated. 1 person was killed and 2 wounded in Russia's Kursk region after a Ukrainian drone dropped an explosive device on their car on Wednesday, as per acting regional governor Alexei Smirnov. Ukraine launched one of the largest ever drone attacks on Moscow on Tuesday. The attack comes as Russia aims to push Ukrainian forces out of its Kursk region. The Russian Air Defense said its units destroyed 11 drones flying towards the capital. No damage or casualties have been reported. The Israeli army reported that fighter jets killed a Hezbollah militant overnight in southern Lebanon. Following the aircraft intrusion, sirens were activated in the upper Gale. The army reported that these were false alarms. Following the sirens that were activated in several towns in the Golan Heights, the Israeli military reported that it identified 50 rockets fired from Lebanon, some of which were intercepted. Hezbollah has taken responsibility for the rocket barrage on Katzerine on Wednesday, claiming that it targeted a nearby military base. Hezbollah said it launched several volleys of unguided Katyusha rockets at the army base in Golan Heights in response to an IDF strike deep in eastern Lebanon last night. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Qatar on Tuesday as part of a West Asia tour to push forward talks aimed at ending the 10-month-old Gaza conflict. Top US diplomat Blinken said in Qatar on Tuesday that there was no time to waste in securing a Gaza ceasefire deal as he wrapped up his Middle East tour. The US Secretary of State closed his 9th visit to West Asia region, in which he warned that the US-backed truce proposal may be the last chance to broker an end to the conflict in the region. The US Secretary of State said that the Gaza ceasefire deal needs to get done in the coming days, adding that the United States, Egypt and Qatar will do everything possible to get Hamas on board with this bridging proposal. Qatar Foreign Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani has affirmed on Wednesday that his country is committed to its role as a mediator in the ceasefire talks. On to the US now. The second day of the Democratic National Convention came to a close after former US President Barack Obama's keynote address. Away from the DNC, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz appeared at a campaign rally in Milwaukee. Former US President Barack Obama wrapped up the Democratic National Convention evening praising Harris and taking aim at Republican rival Donald Trump. Obama told the audience to not boo but vote. Barack Obama also witnessed enthusiastic response from the audience when he said, "Yes, she can." The phrase referred back to his 2008 slogan, "Yes, we can." Kamala Harris's husband, Douglas Emhoff, praised his wife for her joy and empathy during his speech at the DNC. The second gentleman described his wife as a joyful warrior, while also highlighting her background as a tough prosecutor. The DNC delegates held a ceremonial roll call in Chicago to announce Kamala Harris officially as the Democratic presidential candidate. Harris appeared on stage to thank everyone for believing in what we could do together. Former First Lady Michelle Obama told the convention that Kamala Harris is more than ready for this moment and she's one of the most qualified people ever to seek the office of the presidency. Divers resumed a search on Wednesday for survivors after British tech entrepreneur Mike Lynn's yacht sank off the coast of Sicily amid an intense storm 2 days ago. The British-flagged Bayesian capsized during a fierce pre-dawn tempest on Monday. 15 people have survived, 1 person died and 6 remain missing, including Irish entrepreneur Mike Lynch, his daughter and a non-executive chair of Morgan Stanley International. After the Philippines, Thailand has now detected an Mpox case in a European man who arrived from Africa last week. The country said it is awaiting the test results to determine the strain. Argentina on Tuesday quarantined a grains ship over suspected Mpox case. Till now, approximately 13 countries have reported Mpox cases caused by other strains across the Americas, according to WHO. And time now to head into a short break. Stay tuned as we come back with a lot more on the other side.
This week on Defense Dynamics, we will dive into incredible piece of engineering that's making waves internationally, the BrahMos missile. A missile jointly developed by India and Russia is the fastest cruise missile in the world. Also, we will tell you how Bangladesh's geographical position makes it a strategic player in South Asian regional dynamics. Watch Defense Dynamics tonight at 10 p.m. IST only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India and this is Express News. India's northeastern state of Tripura is witnessing heavy rainfall in last 2 days, leaving at least 7 people dead due to landslides or drowning. Normal life in Tripura has also been severely affected. The state government has set up 183 relief camps across the state. Firefighters in the southern coast of Portugal's island of Madeira are battling huge wildfires that have burnt through more than 3,000 hectares of forest. Due to the wildfire, dozens of desperate tourists remain stranded at the Madeira airport in Funchal. Bolivian firefighters worked to control widespread fires in the Santa Cruz region on Wednesday. The forest fires in eastern Bolivia have forced villagers to flee, killed wildlife and damaged widespread landscapes. Tropical storm Jongdari weakened as it moved closer to South Korea's coast, pelting the country's southern regions with heavy rain and wind on Wednesday. Flights have been cancelled and coastal flood warnings are put in place on Jeju Island, a popular holiday destination in the south. Heavy rains have been recorded in Huludao city of northeast China's Liaoning province since Monday, forcing evacuation of more than 7,000 people. Emergency response teams comprising of firefighters and police have rescued around 83 people and are looking for more trapped residents in Liaoning province. In over 5 years, the UN's World Food Programme intends to support authorities to plant 38 million trees in Kurdistan and are working to preserve 65,000 forested hectares. Authorities are working to cultivate new forests and to increase nursery production, though they lack sufficient human and financial resources. A colourful rainbow parade took over the streets of Nepal's capital Kathmandu as the Himalayan nation celebrates Pride. Hundreds of LGBTQ+ people and their supporters rallied in Nepal's capital during the annual Pride parade. A new exhibition looking at the evolution of Formula One opened in London this week as the sport celebrates its 74th year. Formula One, the exhibition running at the Excel Centre, has 6 galleries that feature memorabilia from F1's best teams. Hundreds of animals are being checked over for their yearly weigh-in at the London Zoo. Mammals, birds, reptiles, fishes, invertebrates across the zoo are being measured and weighed. The data collected at the London Zoo is also shared with keepers across the world to help compare information on thousands of threatened species. A pink river dolphin stranded on a riverbank in central Bolivia was rescued and returned to the wild. The villagers in Bolivia, together with the authorities, relocated the dolphin to the river's deeper waters. In Nairobi, a new restaurant is generating business and buzz, not just because of the food, but also because of a humanoid robot. The humanoid robot uses self-driving technology, including AI-powered self-driving, for more advanced obstacle avoidance. The World Robot Conference 2024 kicked off in Beijing, showcasing the latest advancements in robotics innovations. Among the most popular exhibitions were humanoid robots that can copy human facial expressions, robot dogs, and a robot crepe chef. 116-year-old Tomiko Ituka is now the world's oldest living woman and the oldest living person, following the death of 117-year-old Maria Brenes Moreira. Tomiko Ituka, born on May 23, 1908, lives in the western Japanese city of Ashiya. She became the candidate for the Guinness World Records oldest person title. Couples from all over the world graced the stage in Buenos Aires during the saloon category of the World Tango Championship. The championship continues to grow in international relevance as it sets a record for participation, with 750 couples from 53 countries participating this year. Hollywood actress, film director and producer Meg Ryan was honoured by the Sarajevo Film Festival with the honorary Heart of Sarajevo for her contribution to the film industry. Ryan symbolically presented a special screening of her 1998 hit romantic comedy You've Got Mail at an open-air cinema. Adam Sandler and his wife Jackie Sandler attended the New York City premiere of his new stand-up special Love You. Adam Sandler's comedy music special Love You, directed by Josh Safdie, will premiere on Netflix on August 27th. The large ensemble cast from Amazon's second season of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, was out in force at the show's London premiere. Starring actors including Morfydd Clark and Ismael Cruz Cordova sees the return of Charlie Vicker's villain Sauron, who wishes to rule Middle-earth. American actress Loretta Devine, best known for her roles in the original Broadway production of Dreamgirls, turns 75 today. Devine won a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Drama Series for the role, as well as an NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. Hollywood stars Dennis Quaid and Jon Voight turned out in Los Angeles for the premiere of Regan. The trailer for Reagan features Dennis Quaid as Ronald Reagan and his journey from childhood to the White House. Critically acclaimed TV series Pachinko returns for a second season with a much bigger cast. Pachinko Season 2 has a total of 8 episodes and will release on August 23rd on Apple TV+. On to sporting action now. Greg Barclay confirmed that he will step down from his role as the ICC chairperson. His tenure concludes on November 30th. The 2024 Women's T20 World Cup shifts from Bangladesh to the United Arab Emirates amid the unrest in the original host nation. The Bangladesh Cricket Board named Farooq Ahmed as the board's president following the departure of Nazmul Hassan. Pacer Zahir Khan is in talks with the Lucknow Super Giants for a mentorship role for the upcoming season of the Indian Premier League. In women's cricket, Sri Lanka secured an 8-wicket consolation victory over Ireland in the third one-day international. India's double Olympic bronze medalist Manu Bhaker confirmed that she will miss the ISSF World Cup final in New Delhi in October. World number 1 Yannick Sinner has been cleared of any wrongdoing after he failed the drug test twice in March. Sinner is set to play in the US Open. Manchester City's Phil Foden has won the Men's Player of the Year award of the Professional Footballers Association. Chelsea's Cole Palmer takes home the Young Player of the Year honour. Khadija Shaw has been named the Professional Footballers Association Women's Player of the Year. Grace Clinton was honoured with the Young Player of the Year award. And Cristiano Ronaldo is lining up for another Saudi Pro League season to help Al Nassr end the dominance of Riyadh rival Al Hilal. So that's all for this edition of Express News. News and updates continue on DD India. Stay tuned. Namaskar.